So less than 30 minutes, we should be out of this place, all of us. Nobody will be in this room. By exactly 10, all of us should be out. But again, you guys have to do me one favor. This link here that we are using, the link that we are using, the link that we are using, the link that we are using, we have to share it out there. I mean, we must bring people there. We must bring people from out there. We must bring people from out there. This is a very good discussion. And the discussion will not be about just Mwalimu here. No, it will be about, you guys are going to chip in, right? You shall chip in. You shall chip in. All right. So I can see some ninjas texting me about their exams. That is not our objective here. We are not here to discuss about exams. Those are bygones. The moment you keep on saying that, Mwalimu, now we should start AFM classes, no, you're cursing yourself. I mean, nobody in this case here is new in Jerusalem. No. All of us have been in this journey, especially advanced level students. At behind us, we have like intermediate level. We have like foundation level. There are those papers we did and I thought immediately after exams that we had failed. When results were out, what happened? We passed. So we're not here to discuss about exams. If you are here to discuss about exams, trust you me, you are at the very, very wrong place. We are here to discuss serious things. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in this case here, I would want to pull something and talk about artificial intelligence. And I would want to start by asking you guys, when you hear somebody mentioning the word AI, artificial intelligence, what in this case here comes to your mind? That should be the very first thing that we need to get out of our way. Because as a CFO, very soon you'll be getting yourself, in this case here, going for interviews of becoming a CFO. You'll be asked in this case here a question on AI. So what is AI? When somebody talks about artificial intelligence, what comes to your mind? All right, replacement, robots, I like that, yes. But in this case here, we can have a robot that is able to mimic and do almost something that is similar to what a human being can do. Simulation of human, I can see some other definition here. Simulation of human intelligence into machines such that they act and they think like humans. So artificially, it's not exact the same intelligence, but at the end of the day, in this case here, we have, some robot out there that can easily do what a human being can do. All right. Thank you so much. Then we come, in this case here, to the 1 million question in the room. We are accountants. What do you think will be the impact of this AI in our business, in our profession? Do you think in this case that the disruption will be able to wipe away like 90% of the accountants? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Computer systems that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. These tasks include, so that question was in AAA, but we don't want to talk about that, Kipto. Kipto, we are not yet talking about exams. What do you think in this case, ladies and gentlemen? Does our future look like? Now within the confines of AI. We are seeing disruptions in this case here coming. Like right now, we have now a restaurant, which in this case has been able to acquire 2 robots. They are not able to do like exactly what waiters are able to do, but at least the fact that they are able to, now they can go to a client's table and they sing even, for example, happy birthday songs. You know, that task was being done by a human being somewhere. And trust you me, with some little investment into those robots, you will be surprised 2, 3 years down the line, they'll be able to replace like 20%, 30%, 50% of the waiters in that particular year establishment. Look at a place like, for example, Dubai. If you've been if you have ever been to Dubai, I mean, great things are happening in Dubai. Like now we have what we call e-pharmacy. And e-pharmacy, once you have seen, in this case, you're a doctor, in this case here, they have scanned you, etc. They have done so many things. Now they have prescribed medicines for you. When you go to the pharmacy, and like what you'll do here at the Nairobi Hospital Pharmacy, Aga Khan Hospital Pharmacy, you can go there and wait even for 2 hours. Waiting in this case here for, I mean, dispensation as per of medicine as per the prescriptions here. In Dubai, when you go to the e-pharmacy, that thing is able to recognize even your face. They'll simply get a robot, you simply see a robot coming to you and handing over your packet, and it never misses. It never misses. Whatever prescription you are given by the doctor is what that thing will be able to give you exactly like that. I mean, robots are taking over. Let's see the responses here. So the responses, Pale Kilimani, yes, joblessness, and that is very, very scary, Mercy. Automation of repetitive tasks, that when I hear about AI, then these repetitive tasks, in this case here, will easily be taken over by what here? By machine learning, by AI. Very good. I've never been to Mombasa, and you're talking about Dubai. Omar Calvin, how I wish I could sponsor you, Omar Calvin. You've been a very good friend of mine. I think you should be able to take, even if I just sponsor you, I mean, just the hotel, right? Then you should be able to take care of your transport. I mean, going to Mombasa right now with this SGR is very, very, I don't like seeing a man crying like that. That's very, very bad. That's very, very bad. We shall overcome. Now, since AI is here with us, we need to up our game and adopt it for our own good. For our own good. AI is significantly transforming the world of accountancy by automating routine tasks, improving accuracy, and enhancing decision making. I don't think AI can completely replace accounts, because AI is less likely to replace the more complex and judgment-based aspects of accounting, such as financial planning. I love this. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as we're saying that these machines are coming to take over, there are things they cannot do. There are things in this case here that, of course, they will be done by a human being, like what he's telling us, areas of judgment. The machine can't be able to judge, can't be able to do like, say, provisions automatically. No. There are things in this case that must be done by a human being. But now the question is, what percentage of that work that has been carried out either by an accountant, which in this case here now the machines are going to take over. If the accountant has been doing 100%, there are routine tasks there, which can be taken by these machines. What percentage of these 100% work of the accountant do you think will easily be taken away by machines? Is it 20%? Is it 50%? Is it 60%? I'm waiting to hear. Remember, I've told you this session is not my session alone. And this AI is going to transform so many things. That, for example, in the teaching industry, where I am in, I'm not, in this case here, lost for the fact that, we have a robot which has come. I only need to pay about Kenya shillings 1 million. And once I pay these Kenya shillings 1 million to a company called Synthesia, the robot itself is also called Synthesia. Now, this robot can come. You are able to put facial expressions on it, which look like Aura exactly. Even the voice can speak like myself, like that. Especially the theories, that thing I'm telling you is a big engine. It's called Synthesia. It's called Synthesia. And I'm telling you, like the theory papers, in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, there is no human being who will be teaching in form of a teacher, who will be teaching a theory paper. Because I've tried it. Not once, not twice. This Synthesia, unlike in this case a human being, number one, it is never moody. It knows when to smile. All right? Then regardless of the question you ask it, number one, you have to feed it with information. So long as this information is well within what year, the syllabus, you feed it with information, and it's connected to tools like ChatGPT. So if it's, for example, strategy, governance, and ethics, leadership and management papers like that, there is not a single question you can ask Synthesia and it doesn't answer correctly. It will answer better than a human being. Now look at, for example, the development that we have in ChatGPT. ChatGPT, for example, when they produced it, I mean, people were only using it for write-ups. Accountants were using ChatGPT even right now. I mean, we use it, especially the one that you pay. Leave this free version one, the open source. The one that you pay, I mean, you'll be able to use it to produce very nice reports. ChatGPT, you can use it in this case here to come up with I mean, today, if you tell me to come up with a proposal using Aura and the core, I run an auditing firm. You tell me to come up with a proposal using Aura and core with this ChatGPT, the one that is paid for, which I've already been able to feed some information. I'll simply tell it now, I want to do a proposal to, in this case here, for example, Chai Sako. This is the address, etc. And then within 5 minutes, because it has already, it has information about ourselves. You've been able to feed information there. So within 5 minutes, you'll be able to, you give it in this case here, the tender requirements. All right. Now this, for example, Chai Sako wants this and this and this. So once you give it like that, it's able to tailor a proposal exactly to whatever is being required there, including at times cheating. Cheating, like, I mean, trying in this case to make the entire thing look so good for them to give you the job. All right. For example, when they have asked, like, they want a company that's got, say, like 5 partners, etc., it's able to pick that information. Although it will, of course, highlight there in red, tell you that, I mean, I'm not so sure about this, but I've been able to. So it's about you tell, I mean, this thing, I mean, look the other way, produce it the way it is, send it. I mean, accountants are using that often. I can see one artificial intelligence is not able to come up with new ideas. Yes, it can't come up with a really new ideas because it depends on what has been fed. Ladies and gentlemen, because I can see now we are at 3. I think now I can begin very well here. And I would want to start by reading a very nice story done by some manager of ACCA in India. I hope my write-ups here are good enough. And I will read very fast. So AI, artificial intelligence, will displace accountants who ignore. If you're ignoring tech integration, automatically you will be displaced. AI will displace accountants who ignore tech integration, says Director, India of ACCA. Accounting in India is rapidly evolving with the advent of technology, bringing up key issues like AI integration, the paradox of rising demand for professionals amid looming unemployment, India's aspiration to establish its own DESI Big Four, and the trend of business separating consultancy from accounting services. MD Sajid Han, Director, India, ACCA, speaks to ET CFO on the issues before the secretary. And I'm only going to read things to do with AI. While artificial intelligence, AI can handle routine tasks, accountants who leverage technology effectively can focus on higher value activities beyond mere number crunching. So remember, this AI basically will help us, in this case here, to crunch numbers here, all right? To crunch numbers here. And we have been told that that one will be taken over by who? By these ChatGPTs and whatever, by artificial intelligence. But in this case here, the moment you let that work go, you as an accountant, then automatically, and get to leverage this technology, you are going to enter into a different level, what they are calling here higher value activities beyond mere number crunching. AI is going to replace the professional accountants who do not understand and embed these technologies, he said. AI is going to replace the professional accountants who do not understand and embed these technologies. But AI cannot take over strategic thinking, decision-making, or emotional intelligence, he said, adding that accountants don't just crunch numbers, they can do a lot with the technology and avoid mundane, routine tasks. surge in demand, but looming unemployment. I don't think this is really relevant to us. There's an acute shortage of accounting professionals in India. Even in Kenya here, I mean, you guys are complaining that there are no jobs, but trust you me, in terms of getting good accountants, there is a shortage. We see a surge in demand. Moreover, the market size, blah, 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 blah. Where there is a shortage of professional resources, there is also glaring unemployment. Khan said, the issue is with people with the right skills. Employment is a problem, and along with employability is a crucial concern. Employers need access to the market with talent. Even when firms outsource professionals, they would always want someone living up to the global OTR standard. They would always want someone living up to the global standards. Application and communication skills are a major missing in the batches coming out today. Application and communication skills. I mean, you guys are getting very good concepts, but very few of you will be able to apply those concepts practically. And most of us in this case here, our communication skills are also wanting. So application and communication skills are a major missing in the batches coming out today, largely due to the change in the landscape, which also is evolving very fast. Effective collaboration is fundamental. Diversity has its mark too in the spheres today, he said, quoting McKinsey and core report. Han said, CFOs are investing in technology today, and building the capacity of the team is another priority. That is the first thing that I wanted us to go through today. So what is this gentleman saying? I mean, the thing that is able to clearly stick in my head is that any accountant who will not be able to embrace technology will be as good as just a mere Form 4. You will be displaced. These disruptive technologies will simply knock you out of the way, and you will be able to permanently disappear. And I always give you the case of Kodak. For those of you, ladies and gentlemen, who can remember Kodak, those of you who are a little bit old like myself, we know that there is a company that, used to have photographers coming to our homesteads, if I remember very well, over weekends, on Sundays mostly. So those cameramen would come and take snaps, good photos, but they will not give us our photos immediately. Those guys in this case here would go and take like 2 weeks. And then they were saying that they were going to do what I can quote here, wash. They're going to wash in this case some negatives. And then 2 weeks down the line, they give us our photos. So when Samsung and the other phone models came and started saying, hey, now we have gone digital photography, that now in this case here, a lady can simply come and take a photo, for example, like just now, and then they send it to Snap. They send it in this case here to, for example, Facebook. Kodak said, no, this is not possible. They resisted. So with that resistance, what happened? These guys, like 7 years down the line, since the advent of those digital photography techniques here, 7 years down the line, those guys came out to a very huge press conference and said, now Kodak, looking at where we were back then, we find ourselves in a very interesting situation where we're not even able to pay our salaries. And if you look at me, that is the CEO saying that, you can check that on the YouTube. If you look at me, of course, there is no mistake that I've done. And anybody standing behind me, these guys haven't stolen anybody's money. The only mistake they did was not to adapt to technology. They never adapted. That is why now we are shutting down our doors. So in this case here, basically they experienced what we call a strategic drift, where the market is telling you that, hey, you do what? Please move this way. But here you are resisting. Then at the end of the day, you will get yourselves, in this case here, in huge problems. You will get yourselves in huge problems. So like now this AI is with us. I mean, like, for example, ladies and gentlemen, is there anybody who has ever used ChatGPT to develop, for example, like any kind of a report? Do you know how to use ChatGPT very well to make these reports? Do you know how to use ChatGPT to make? Same to Nokia, yes. At least Eric Onyango is saying, yes, I know how to use ChatGPT. You see, ChatGPT, even if it's, like right now, I really sympathize with some of even my students. I mean, you get a student who is writing very bad English, and then they're doing what they're posting this on WhatsApp. With ChatGPT, ladies and gentlemen, currently, I mean, your English should be as crystal clear as possible. Why? Because you simply do your, I mean, it's like you're guiding the artificial intelligence system. You just write whatever you're writing there, and then you go and tell ChatGPT, please, this is my statement, correct grammar, even expanding. And it's able to do a lot. And then now, of course, you don't need to send, in this case here, an email, which is not very well structured. If it comes in this case here, for example, to any proposals, you should be able to use in this case here, what here, GPT very well. If, for example, in this case here, you have an issue, for example, with your husband, I mean, you can straight away go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT that today, for example, I did this mistake with my husband, and I want to own up this. Could you kindly draft a letter for me? And then this thing will be able to do. And I mean, I'm giving you those examples, not because, I mean, I would want you to know that you should be able to use ChatGPT and any other AI systems to make your work easier, to make your work easier, to make your work easier, to make your work easier. If you allow me, I'll be able to read another document. Today I'm reading so many documents here. Today I'm reading so many documents here. Now I'll send you all these documents because I'm just giving you like a high level. I'm giving you like a high level. Like now here, Brisbane concluded. AI adoption is still gathering pace, but the benefits are not a foregone conclusion. That will rely on the right skills and understanding, on the other hand, but success also depends on effective guidance from domain experts like accounting and the finance professionals to help them obtain value from those technologies and tackle serious serious risks. So in short, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we're trying to blend in, to bring in these AI systems, we'll still need accountants here to guide. I can tell you for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, those of us who have adopted this IT, like me, I was lucky because I went through Dr. McPhee. You must be knowing Dr. McPhee of Strathmore. This guy was really able to instill lots of discipline in us and lots of mentorship. So it's the guy who told us, hey, you guys have to be very good in Excel. So and we adopted that. We did quite a lot. All right. All right. And now in this case here, what has happened is that since that time, I mean, I've worked for 3 international companies up to date. Simply because of what? Simply because of Excel. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, where it draws the line, ChatGPT, the one that is paid is very, very accurate. Most of the sums is very, very accurate. Thanks, Edwin. But that ChatGPT, the paid one, you give it like a quadratic equation, it gives you the answer right away. You tell it cosine theta equals tan whatever, it gives you the answer right away. Most of the mathematics that I normally give it nowadays, it has evolved over time. It has evolved over time. Trust me, it's doing very well. It's doing very well. Now, so I like always making my students, in this case here, a little bit happy. So assuming in this case, ladies and gentlemen, we have something like this. Let me just show you. I tell you why students go wrong. Why students go wrong. Let me tell you why students go wrong. So you'll get, for example, a situation where a student has this kind of arithmetic here. So for example, we have here price. We have price. And then we have here, for example, quantity. Price and quantity, price and quantity, price and quantity. So we have here, for example, 23 here. We have 45. No. I should have done something here. So we have here 67. I can also leave them like that, but it can't be that different. That's a lie. Let me put here a bigger figure. Even this one, let me give it a bigger figure. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have something like that and then quantity sold, for example, we have here, I mean, you can have anything, you know. You can have anything, we know. 68. We have, for example, 90. We have, for example, 65. Yeah. So can somebody in this case here talk to us? How do we normally get revenue? Is there somebody who has done QA who is able to remind us? How do we normally get revenue? Somebody talk to me. How do we normally get revenue? Anybody who is able to tell us? How do you normally get revenue? Whenever you're given price and quantity, How do you get revenue? How do you get revenue whenever you're given price and quantity? Thank you so much. They're telling me mwalimu, price times quantity. So take price here times quantity. Price times quantity, like that. So then I'll be able to come and do what here? I'll be able to, as I start using my Excel, like now I want an answer here. This is an operation that I would want to do. So if it's an operation that I want to do, first of all, I have to say equals, isn't it? So first of all, I have to say equals there. To get started, to operationalize myself, I have to say equals there. And once I say equals, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm ready to do in this case here, I'm ready to do my what here? My calculation. So I'll come and pick this 67, and then I say times what here? I say times this 45. You can see this is blue, this is red. So blue cell multiplied by the red cell. Then I'll be able to come and say, for example, control what here? Control enter. Why am I saying control enter? Because I would want the same cell that I'm, in this case here, the same cell to take up there, to still remain highlighted. Listen here, allow me to do something here. If I say control Z, and then I start again. If I say it equals, then I picked in this case here, this 67, and then I say times 45. And then I say enter without controlling. What will happen is that this answer will come here 3015, but the cell to be highlighted is this. I never wanted that. So what I wanted, if I say control Z there, I wanted to come and say equals. I pick this 67. 67 in this case here times who? Times 45. 67 times 45. And then I would want to play the ball around. I play my ball around that, but so I should say control, enter. It's a control ball. Now, once I get these, of course, to get now the second multiple, third multiple, fourth multiple, I don't have in this case here to come and do what here. I don't have to come and repeat one by one. No. What I need to do, I know I've got two types of rabbits. I have this big white rabbit. This is a big white rabbit. And then I have what we call a black rabbit. The black rabbit is the one that you will be able to get when you come and squeeze this thing here on its cage. It's an angry rabbit. And once you come and put this angry rabbit on its cage like that, what do you do for you to be able to get all the other mathematics outrightly done for you by Excel? Once you have, in this case here, this angry rabbit there, then you hit it from behind with 2 strokes of the cane. It's language for a computer. So basically you double click. So when I double click like this, it gives me the answers automatically. It gives me the answers automatically. And ladies and gentlemen, assuming, for example, I wanted to get the sum of these three, what I should do is to come and highlight those 3, and then I should be able to come and say what here, alt equals. Because this thing, students don't take this Excel seriously, because this thing of coming and you'll get now somebody who is not a very good ninja, but now they're doing this thing like this, equals, then they start typing here summation. So they say in this case here, for example, tab, then they come and then, in this case here, they come and now take this slowly. They don't even know how to do it very fast. And then they come and tell you, in this case here, control enter, or in this case, you can tab to go to the next cell. Then they do slowly, and then they seem to be good at times because they come and tell you, well, this is something you need to do, control right. So they tell you control right. They get, but why should you do that? Somebody who is good in Excel, ladies and gentlemen, if, for example, I wanted to add even row-wise and column-wise, I should be able to come and do like this. I do like that. So I'm highlighting this excess column and this excess row. And then I should be able to come and say alt what here? Alt equals. And this thing is able to give me the totals. Excel is a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. So you'll get in this case here some students, and I've always warned them. So for example, here we have the famous QWERTY. All right. Can repeat again QWERTY for the name to be very big. And then we have in this case here biology. We have here, I can repeat it again, biology. Then we have in this case here, for example, something. Now you see, if you look, let me just put something in here. We have, for example, Joshua Aura here. Can also be very nice for me to just use this, because I want something that is going over. So in this case, if you look at what I have, like now biology, this I can't read very well. It's so big for the cell. So utapata mwanafunzi na anasema tena CA4, anakuja anakamata hapa, anaanza kupanua hii, anapanua kamoja, anacheka nikaa anafanya kitu ya mata, anakuja anaanza kupanua hii kamoja. But now you remember you're dealing with the big data. Big data is too much. What you're supposed to do, ladies and gentlemen, you're supposed to come and highlight everything here. Once you've highlighted everything there, then go to any in between, A and B, anywhere in between, like B and C. Yeah, you double click. This thing opens up, and now you're able to see everything, all the words in this case you have fit up. That's how you do this thing professionally. This is how you do this thing professionally, right? So that is why I would want, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, is just, I can see you laughing there. Be very honest with me. Kuna mwanafunzi mwenye ameshaitumia kitu ya kupanua kwa hiyo anafanya polepole. Iko mwanafunzi ashafanya kitu kama hiyo kweli kwa kazi. Please msikuwe waongo. Lazima uliweze naambia mwalimu wako kweli. Iko mwanafunzi ambaye akifanya kitu anapanua moja moja hivi. They don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to me, these guys. It seems they are very good Excel users, right? There are things, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to teach you, and and you really have to wake up and smell the coffee. If, for example, you come, ladies and gentlemen, like now here, all right? So, for example, you realize you don't want row number or even this row number 4, the whole of it. The whole of it, you realize it's useless. Maybe you are capturing data and you are cleaning. You don't even want to hide it. So then, ladies and gentlemen, how do we simply remove it? How do we simply remove it? It's very easy. If you simply come and highlight, like now you simply say control minus, you remove it from the face of the earth. Control minus, you remove it. If it's F, you want to do away with F, and you don't even want to hide it, you simply come and highlight it from the top here, and you simply come and say control minus like that. Because that some formulas connected, so you're seeing those F errors like that. So I'll be able to teach you control minus. So good things, control minus. You remove them, control minus. Like that. So I'll be able to teach you this, ladies and gentlemen, as we progress. Now with me, ladies and gentlemen, is somebody that I want to, yeah, thank you very much. It seems Aaron Chuba has been in my class, which is very good. Ladies and gentlemen, I would want to give only 5 minutes. I don't know whether he's around. Bwana Job, are you able to unmute yourself? Bwana Job. Is it Job? Is it Job Madeli, this one? Already ushasaidika Ogodo. Okay, great. Let me just get in touch with this gentleman who wants to speak something small here. Just a minute. To give him like 5 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, the thing that is there, we really have to up our game and ensure that we are good at what we are doing. You can't be that type of a student who is given like a trial balance. You are given like a trial balance, and with a trial balance, you start in this case, you're like doing it manually. You get in this case an income statement. No, you must use what we call some ifs. I wish I had my tables here. For practice, the only one that I happen to be having in this machine. The only one that I happen to be having in this machine. I'll be able to get something really. We have so much. Index and match. We have so much. And now you'll see even a student in this case here running away from this kind of a presentation, which is very unfortunate, because they don't understand in this case the value. This is, I mean, worth more than $1 million Kenya shillings. More than $1 million Kenya shillings. All right, so I'm getting some table here, and then I should be able to illustrate something very important. I should be able to illustrate something very important here for you to see what we are talking about. Do we have some people here who love football? Do we have some people here who love football? Oh, great. Now, like now here, I happen to be having, say, these teams here. We have, in this case here, the Borussia, Milan, Manchester United, Hamburger, we have Lazio, Fiorentina, Bayern, Liverpool, Arsenal. So, and this has always, I mean, before I knew Excel, it used to catch me quite a lot, in interviews especially. So you go here to a very big organization that has got thousands and thousands of data. And then they'll tell you, using VLOOKUP, look for a team called Lazio. So it's like when I went to uniform distributors for some engagement that they were to give me, they never gave me because by then I wasn't very good in Excel. You know, Indians are very good in Excel, right? So in this case here, I missed out because I started looking. It was about some type of shirt. I started looking for it literally, and those guys are there laughing because this is going to say 20,000 rows. You can't get. Then you must be good with lookup functions. So these lookup functions, ladies and gentlemen, if it's, for example, what I'll do, I'll simply come and copy these column titles here, the one that they want me to check, team, country, I copy them here. And then I tell them, which team do you guys want me to get? It's Lazio. So this Lazio happens to be part of a team, part of the teams which are vertically, they are vertically organized. So then I'm going to use a VLOOKUP or an XLOOKUP. So how do I use VLOOKUP? Very easy, equals VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, I say tab. Lookup value, what are you looking up for? It's Lazio. And this Lazio happens to be in column H. And this column H, then I will need to come and do what here? Lock it. I'll be able to show you what it means to lock. So I'll lock using a dollar because I don't want this to be sliding. So in this case here, I'll come and put a comma there. Now from there, lookup value, and I've been able to, next one is table array. So table array, this one, I'll come and click there, and then to highlight easily, I'll say Control Shift right arrow, Control Shift down arrow. And then table arrays must always be fully locked by saying F4. I will teach you that, don't worry. So you say comma. And then now we have column index. So I've got many columns in the indices that I would want to return. So I would want to return the country of Lazio champion. So this is column 2. You know, this is column 1 always. Column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. And because there are many, then I'm going to use, in this case here, this curly bracket, where I call them curly bracket. So we have column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. Then I close again using the curly because I'm calling them like how I hug a young daughter or son of mine. Yeah. And then, of course, after I've been able to curly them like that, now you can see they want me to put a comma. So I tell them, in this case here, what kind of a lookup am I doing? I always do exact match. I always do these exact matches. I close the bracket like that. I say enter like that. You can see it's telling me that Lazio is an Italian team. It never played Champions League. Number of games they played outside there was 38. Points under how many? 56. And if you come here to Lazio, then we'll be able to see everything we are saying there. It has been able to pick. I've been able to use a lookup function. Then when I'm here, I'll be able now to make now here. I mean, I'll be able to come and just scroll these guys. And then I'll tease those Indians. I can see that's given me Borussia, Germany. You can see Borussia, Germany, yes. So I'll tease these guys. Tell them now, tell me any other team you want me to give info. Then they'll cry there out loud that they would want you to give them information about Arsenal. So tell them Arsenal, because now you've already come up with a template. You say enter. You can now see it's bringing things there. You again tell them, you guys, I mean, you asked me, tell me another team. When you're killing interview time, they tell you Liverpool. Now they're very happy with you. Liverpool. You type there, it gives you like that. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is very good knowledge. Somebody is asking about, we had an offer of 1,000 shillings for RCM students, and an RCM students, they are supposed to pay 1,300. If you saw, we extended that offer, Eric, and we said that offer was to end tomorrow. No, for short courses today. Yeah, and we'll not keep on in this case here. I mean, this course is worth over 80,000 Kenyan shillings. It's a serious course. It's a serious course. So you need to join. You need to join this one here. This is one of the ways of embracing AI, embracing technology. And then, of course, I'll be able to show you like how then do you use the AI itself to get these formulas of Excel easily. I'll be able to show you. Or Nikesho, Nikesho, yeah. So in our pay bill, please write down our pay bill. Some of you are very new at RCM here. Our pay bill is 62, 42, 839, 839. Account number, you write short courses. Account number, short courses. Now, from the illustration I've done here, is there anybody who is able to see, that this Excel is powerful? Of course, I was not doing it for you guys to understand. I was just moving very fast. But have you been able to see that this Excel is a powerful thing? Have you been able to see that this Excel is a powerful thing? Yeah, you'll be surprised. It's very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Now you can imagine this father of yours. I'm able to teach so many things. Again, I'm very good in Excel. Why do you think that happens? Yeah, we start DML. Remember, I start from scratch. That's why I started by showing you how to sum. So I'm doing basic and advanced Excel at the same time. How long? It is 2 weeks. It's a 2 weeks course. It's a 2 weeks course, and we're starting on the 25th, Sunday. It's marathon. Sunday marathon. I've done this several, and how we do it, like now we have connected, those who have paid, we have connected you to our previous videos. So we expect you to watch those videos and practice before we meet. All right. So before we meet, like we'll be able to give you the instructions on WhatsApp. Before we meet, you should have watched like 3 videos. So when I come there, it should be like more practical, where guys are able to ask questions, where I'm telling you like now, this is how we apply this in the field. All right. Like now the basic, even by the time I'm coming, like in my first class, I expect you guys to have crushed it because you have videos and they're short. They're easy. All right. Imagine you don't have a shortcut with this AI and whatever. Analysis is going to become a very, very huge thing. All right. You need in this case here to have an understanding of Excel. So I use the shortcuts using now these AIs, then you will be able to understand, what goes on behind these calculations. When they talk about VLOOKUP, even if you're using AI, at least you should be able to know what VLOOKUP does for you to be able to give the information. Yeah, LMS equal bado, yeah. LMS equal, yes. LMS equal. LMS equal. LMS bado equal. LMS bado equal. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is really very, very important concept that I wanted to discuss with you. It's important that you get to join those Excel classes. Then we run an audit firm by the name of Aura and Company. This audit firm, you guys should be able to ride on it and really do very, very many things. Yeah, we shall issue certificates. Yes, we normally issue certificates. Certificate of completion we normally issue. So this Aura and Company, what we normally do in BDA, we normally see students after BDA, they go to CASNEP and then they start, in this case, they're doing what, like the simulations, QuickBooks, etc. No. As normally what we do under Aura and Co, which now partners with RCM, of course, is to give you some course called practical bookkeeping and a practical auditing. So we have here practical bookkeeping. And this is very, very good for students who have cleared. If you have cleared your CPE or you have the time. Because now this will not be like 2 weeks or no. This is long term. It's a long term kind of a course and it's blended. The practical bookkeeping is blended. You have to come to our offices some days, and in this case, some days you do the course online. Why is it blended? Because we're going to give you our licenses. So if it's a QuickBooks, for example, we'll be able to give you data, real data, actual data, clients' data. So from the very beginning, like how do you initiate, how do you create customers, receivables, we walk you through like that. Because many times guys keep on complaining that we don't have jobs, but when you try them out, they don't know. Tell them in this case that this is the P&L, or not P&L, but trial balance. in the QuickBooks. Then you tell them to extract final reports, they can't. Yeah, so practical bookkeeping, we shall take you slowly from the double entry. Then how do you do it? Now practically using Tally and the QuickBooks. You're going to specialize with those two, Tally and the QuickBooks, like that. Yeah, the classes are recorded, yes, they are recorded. But for practical bookkeeping, would want you to attend. Practical bookkeeping would want you to attend. That one, even if you are far away, you'll have to come some days here. Of course, virtual classes are very good, but for practical bookkeeping, that one I would want to be meeting with you physically. And then I take you slowly, like that. 70% of the classes will be virtual, but these 30% you have to come to the office. Because there are documents from our class, we can't give them to you. Those ones you have to come and do direct entering of figures from our offices here. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have had quite a session. We've said we must engage in what we call continuous professional development if we don't want technology to displace us. If we don't want technology to displace us, we must engage in continuous professional development. So, and we should be able to go even beyond Excel. We should be able to do what we call Power BI. We should be able later on do, for example, basic Python, basic programming. And those are not the hard things. If at my age I'm able to understand them, although I have the privilege of having worked with a software company. You know, in my software company, Arrow, where I worked for 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, I learned so many things. All right. And this is the knowledge that I would want in this case here to give to you. This is the knowledge that I would want to give to you. Sawa. So I think then, ladies and gentlemen, because I can't seem to be getting hold of Job Madede, I think we need to stop there. And I take this opportunity. You have a problem accessing videos, then that I'll be able to, you know, this LMS. Oh, Job is here. Job is here. Oh, okay, Job is here. Maybe you could, Job, are you able to unmute yourself? This is a great man.
Hi, Daktari.
Hi, Job. Great. So let me introduce you a little bit. So Job, in this case here, was my student long time ago at Visions. And he really did very well. All right. He has worked for several of these audit firms here in Kenya and abroad. But when time was ripe, I had to co-opt him under Aura and Co. So currently he's our audit manager at Aura and Co. So Job, take it away. The floor is yours, and I'll only give you say 6 minutes, 6 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Daktari. Thank you so much. I will take less than the 6 minutes you've given me because I see we are running short of time. The only thing I would want to emphasize is the practical accounting courses that we are offering at Aura & Company. And basically, what we are doing is we are building accountants now from the practical angle. When someone has finished his CPA or someone has finished her CPA and she has gotten employed with any employer, where does this person start from? When you go in and they have given you an appointment letter, they have employed you as an accountant. Where do you start from? So we build accountants from, first of all, checking if the employer has complied with all the relevant compliance issues. They could be tax, they could be operations. Upon completing checking if your employer has complied, you need to communicate with the employer. Then from there now, you begin now to work as an accountant. So we train accountants on what to do using this accounting software that we have in our office, the QuickBooks, the Tally. We build them into knowing how do you post the books of accounts using an automated software. How do you generate the management reports using the automated software? How do you present even these management reports to your supervisors or to the directors of the company? And that is not even enough, Daktari. We are training people to know how do you relate in an office. The fact that you are qualified doesn't mean that you can blend in an office well. How do you relate with your colleagues? How do you communicate with your bosses? So that eventually at the end of the day, when we finish our course, we have produced an accountant who, when he enters into any organization, he can fit well, he can be productive. People will see this accountant producing results on the table, rather than joining an organization and you are totally green. Yes, you have CPA, but there's nothing you can be able to deliver. They have to hold your hand. This is a time when we are producing accountants who, by the time they enter into an employer's place for the first time, they will deliver results. And that's why we need them, not just online, but also coming practically in the office for us to train, for us to evaluate how they are doing, and now release them into the market. Thank you, Daktari. Daktari?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a brief one, but don't go away. I still have one or two questions for you. Now, one thing that CP Madede never mentioned here is the fact that here now we don't give certificates of completion. Once in this case, you've been able to go through our processes and you get to pass, because now this is quite rigorous, we give you a recommendation letter. That recommendation letter, of course, will be able to assist you. You know, it's an audit firm. Licensed, you can check out and call. It's licensed. I mean, once you have that recommendation letter, they've been able to go through an audit firm with a good experience, then that has really assisted so many guys outside here. And we'll also be able to take you through like the brief audit procedures, practically, those analytical things and the queries, etc., etc. So in the interest of time, I can see this 10:17 is too late. We're also tired. I've had quite a lengthy day. I think we should be able to do this session, if you allow me, tomorrow at night. What do you think? Do you think it's a good session you should be able to repeat? Do you think it's a good session that you should be able to do? Yeah, because I don't think we're really exhausted what we wanted to discuss. We should be able to repeat tomorrow. Python cost, we have never taught it. Let's talk about most of these things, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow. But most importantly, please register with us. Take advantage of the offers. We strive. We know the economy is not very good, so we strive within our smallest means to ensure that we give you guys, courses at a very low price. Otherwise, thank you very much. Be blessed and bye. And bye. Bye. It will be earlier. Charles, it will be earlier than 9, yes. It should be earlier. Yeah.